Hey, welcome back to Excuse My Bluntness, the podcast. Thank you for tuning in to a new episode. For those of you that have checked into our very first episode, I want to give a big thank you. I greatly appreciate everyone that actually shared, reposted, and did everything required to just let me know that they actually enjoyed our conversation. Today, I'm not in a room by myself. I am with my permanent co-host. And I just wanted to say that because before we begin this podcast, I thought that I would have to do it alone, but I really did not want to do it alone. I really wanted to have someone just as opinionated, powerful, someone I respected, someone that I can trust, someone that I valued opinion to be right along with me and beside me doing that. So the fact that I was able to actually have that, I am just so thankful for. So, you guys have already met her. So,
what's up, everybody? This is Mizzle, and I do appreciate that, nice introduction. But as you already know, I'm here to support and to make everything happen the way you want it to happen. So, what's up, y'all? And thank you for tuning into the first episode. Hope y'all definitely enjoy it because y'all definitely would enjoy this episode coming up now.
yes. So, let's just get to it because now that a week has gone by that I have put out the first episode, we have put out the first episode, I have to critique myself because I have listened to the episode over and over again. And before anybody can say anything about me, I always want to make sure that I'm able to say it about my damn self.
Okay.
So first and foremost, when it comes to that first episode, there are things that literally made my skin crawl.
Are you kidding me? No, it didn't.
Yes. No,
what?
it's things that you don't notice about yourself.
Okay.
And when you're talking, that in that particular episode, I'm like, one main thing is the fact that I sound so fucking Bronx. I didn't know I was so damn thorough. Like, okay, I never knew
from
that.
The Bronx, though.
But I'm so thorough. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, can I put a little bit more femininity?
No. At the end of the day, us people from the Bronx, we hardcore. We're very aggressive. And I feel like people want to hear themselves. Like, I can relate. Like, I know what she's talking about. I know the lingo. I sound just like her. Like, most people want to do podcasts or do blogs or do little shows, and they want to turn their whole character around. Like, we ain't got that type of time. We 100% realness, and I don't think that you sound any different from the average Bronx goddamn person. And I think the first episode was bomb.com. I just want to say that for it to be our very first episode.
Yes.
So cut all the extra shit out.
All right. So that's one thing that really got to me, and I'm like, God damn it, Daniqua, get your shit together. You sound so fucking thorough. So that was one. And then another one is the fact that I say so many damn ums. I ummed probably more than I said any other word in the entirety of the episode. Why the hell do I so damn much? I know that when people speak, it's a matter of habit, but I really want to concentrate on not doing that as much. Well, so please hold me accountable on that end.
That's like a rapper. That's like a freestyle rapper when they be like, hey, yo.
It's too much, though. It can be too much. The AYOs is throwing me off. Right, so just like the you was throwing me off. So I know some people was listening to it like, Daniqua, are you dead ass? Are you dead ass? Listen, y'all. I didn't know that was a habit that I have. So now that I do, I'm going to be much more conscious going forward because that shit was annoying the hell out of me. So I know somebody in their mind was talking shit too. Like, if she say one more motherfucking I'm cutting this shit off. So what I want to say is I'm going to be much more conscious of it because it shit annoyed me, so I know that it might annoy somebody else.
Okay, listen. We're up and coming. That was the first episode.
Right.
And again, you're critiquing yourself, so you know what you don't want to do for the next time around. So we know that. And you don't have to be so hard on yourself because a lot of people have bad habits. Like I said, ayo. Or but I'm saying
like. Oh, that was another one that I said a lot. Yeah, like. But I think is that a New York thing, or do a lot of people use like when explaining themselves?
Yes, everybody use like.
And where did we get that shit from?
I don't know, but every time somebody explains like, I'm saying like. You know, like
everybody knows somebody that overdoes the like.
Overdoes it. So it's okay. It's okay. No worries.
Honestly, those things were what really made my skin crawl while listening to the episode. But overall, I was happy with the conversation.
Definitely.
It was a conversation that needed to be had, and I hope that at some point, whomever has listened to it either agreed with it, or either a guy or a female just has a little bit more of an idea about how to go about shooting your shot.
Definitely.
Here we go with the Caught myself though. I caught myself.
Listen, it's all right. It's a part of lingo, and long as you don't say it 100 times.
I'm trying. But like I said, I hope you guys really did enjoy it. Even though the episode has already been launched and it's cleared, we still are open to comments. We still open to suggestions. I really want people to understand that they are able to interact with us. So via IG, we please make your comments under any post that I ever make pertaining to any of the episodes, any of the memes or the posts or rants that I make. Please feel free to just say how you feel about anything that I post. I really, really want everything to be interactive. The more that we hear from you, the more ideas that we can get, the more creative that we can be. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it is that I want. So, with that being said, outside of the first episode, I feel like between the both of us, we had pretty much a lot going on within the last 2 weeks or so.
We did have
should we share like how everything turned out? I know my birthday passed. My 27th birthday was amazing.
You was serving in that bread, honey. You
know, I does what I can when I can.
Like, yes. Hold up, you going to Dallas and turn it up.
Yes, so I went out and I flew out to Dallas. I went to Dallas in July and had an amazing time with my friends, and it was a very inexpensive trip. So typically, I like to take myself away for my birthdays. I've been doing it since I was 21. Though last year, I did not go away. I didn't go away last year, and that was like the worst possible situation I have been in because it snowed. It was damn near a fucking blizzard on the day that I planned to go out. Yeah. And I was just like, this is the reason why I always go away for my birthday. And I was like, all right, this is not happening again. I'm a winter baby, and I hate the winter. I hate the snow. I hate precipitation. It just ruins my mood. So I decided to make sure that I went away this time around. Like I said, I went to Dallas in July, and I enjoyed it. I remember the trip was cheap. So I was like, all right, let me look up the tickets for Dallas and see what it's like in, around my birthday time. And fuck it, I was like, all right, I'm making a trip. I went out with my 2 friends. We had a great time. The food is amazing. The hospitality is amazing.
I would like to visit.
Just the people in general. Like, I need to live in a place where people are just happy.
Right.
And not so angry. New York people are angry.
Angry as shit. Angry as fucking shit. But I'm going to be honest with you, and I've been saying this. Call me silly, call me dumb, whatever it is, but this is how I feel. I feel like I see not only other color people, and we're going to use that term, other color people. We're not going to say black, white, even though I'm pretending to the white, but we're going to say other color people. But I see other color people on a train with their socks. They might have on a red sock, black sock, or they might have on a short sock and a high sock. And those will be the people that smiling and happy and go about their goddamn day. Mm-hmm. Those be the people that wear Converse for 6 years straight. And they're happy. Us people, we upset because, damn, we just spent $360 on some damn Yeezys and somebody just stepped on the toe and made a mark. Like, I just feel like I want to be zen. I want to be a unicorn, and we make fun of those people, but those are the people that's actually living life and being happy. Like, if you notice it, like, when you go on a train in the morning time and you sitting down and you see somebody and you calling them a weirdo, like, oh, they got on the 2 small jeans, or how they gonna have on 1 tube sock and 1 ankle sock? Those are the motherfuckers that wake up in the morning time and say, you know what? I'm getting up. I'm happy to be alive. I'm going to get it. And it is what it is. Those are the people that say good morning. Those are the people that hold the door open for you. And when you hold the door open for them, they say thank you. I'm just telling you, watch it. But those people who we think is just so uppity with the Gucci bag, the Coach bag, or Yeezys, or the Louis Vuittons, whatever the case, they walk around with their lips tight. Those are the motherfuckers that wake up like, damn, I gotta get up today. I hate my fucking job. Those are the motherfuckers that gotta press everybody every day.
And all of these motherfuckers live in New York City. And that's the problem that I have. I need to get the fuck up out of here because no matter how many vacations I take, when I leave my home, which is New York, I'm born and raised in the Bronx. When I leave my home and I go somewhere else, I feel so much more at home. I feel so much more welcome.
Right.
I'm meeting people. I'm sharing stories with people. You know, listen, when we was out there, you know how many damn God bless yous I got from men? And not on no creepy tip.
Right.
I don't even think New York niggas believe in God enough to tell you God bless you. We was in CVS. We got our snacks, we got our liquor, we got everything that we needed. And this man is just like, before we left, he's just like, God bless you, ladies. Yeah. We in a club, we ordering our drinks, they pass it over, and not trying to get with us in any way, shape, or form. Anything that was left over in a small, minor transaction was left off with a God bless you.
Yeah.
And it's different than when you walking down the street on 3rd Avenue, 149th, and
yo, shorty, what's your number? Yo, you looking real good, ma.
And be like, ooh, God bless you. Ma. It's like, I don't even know if I want God to bless me with the way that New York niggas say it. It just be like, I don't want that. But when you go outside of your home and you hear someone just be genuinely nice and not want nothing from you and not be on some creep shit,
right?
It's just like, damn, I could get this if I just move outside of my, outside of what it is that I know, and should be able to be treated the way that I feel like I should be treated and respected the way that I know that I should be respected, and it should just be a part of your character and not something that you're adjusting to.
Right.
That it's so different, here compared to where I was. So, like I said, I had a bowl in Dallas. If you can see, I definitely did switch it up on the hair tip. Coming into 27, I was just like, so much has shifted in my life within the last year. I've always been a strong-willed. I've always been a leader. I've always been independent. I've always been sure of myself. I've always loved myself. Mm-hmm. But within the last year, I have had so much growth and such a healing period that I am definitely not the person that I was 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Amazing. And you don't always notice your change, but I have noticed my change for the better. And I know it's because I pray to God every night to help me be a greater version of myself. Right. Because I know I'm a great person, but I also know that there's work that I need to do. Mm-hmm. And within this last year, I have done the work to really, really investigate what more do I need from myself to be better. Absolutely. So with that, I'm like, I want to do things completely different than I've ever done it. So even down to my daggone hair, I'm like, I kind of want that little pixie cut that Nia Long had in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but I don't know if I got the face for it. Mm-hmm. So I was stressing it. I had asked my friends about it. At first, I wanted to keep it as a secret. Like, people kept asking me, what you gonna do to your hair? What you gonna do? What you gonna wear? What you gonna do? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know, but I did have the idea. I just wasn't confident enough to bring it up. And I'm like, well, maybe I just want to shock people with the haircut. And then as I got closer, I'm like, nah, you need some opinions. You need some opinions before you go out there and just be bald head, 2 inches of hair on your head. Like, I feel like everybody may not necessarily have the face for it. But what I was like, oh, well, chunky girls have. And I'm like, that's chunky girls' issues. I do see some a little chunky girls or really, really slim girls with a pixie cut and it looks amazing. But I'm talking about me and how I feel like my face is and what I'm shaped for and things like that. So I asked the opinions. Some people was like, no, you should just do your bob. My signature shit. And then some people was like, fuck it, try it. Yeah. And at this point in my life, I'm at a fuck it, you never know, just try it.
Right. And
type of a situation.
That's
so
how you gotta go about it.
If you guys are following me, if you aren't, because I hope that each time we put out an episode, we're getting new people to follow. Just check it out. Look at my old posts. I have my same old little bob, my same old little look, and then you go to the most recent, and you see it's completely chopped off. The switch up. Like, I was just ready for something different, and I just got so many compliments on it. Like, I really see that it's brought out my face. It brought out my confidence. Some pictures was, listen, okay? I was telling them pictures. You gotta hype yourself up sometimes. No, I was like, all right, I could do this. I can do it. So yes, it was just like a big change for me. I've just been in a whole process in the last year to just do better, be better, find ways to be greater, like really come to peace with myself and my past and just everything that's happened to me and is going to happen to me, and all of that with the assistance of God. Every single night I pray. Every single night I'm asking Him to make me a better version of myself, for me to be able to see things in a different light, in a better light, to completely remove any negative thoughts that I might have, or any the lack of self-confidence that I might have, because just as humans, we lack confidence in things that we should just be more proud about, and I just want to work on it not being the case as often with me. Not that I never, with the prayer, not that I never go through the times and frames where I'm just down and out and I just don't know my next move, or I don't know what it is that I should do and things like that. It's just like I'm at a point where it's just like, get things done. I especially talk to myself, I'm like, Danique, you gotta get shit done. So you want to be somebody with substance, and you are, but there's so much that you have creatively that you can be doing, that you can be starting, and this podcast was definitely one. I was really proud of myself. So even though I'm critiquing the first episode, I really am so proud that I was able to get it done. And honestly, I wasn't able to get that shit done without you. Like, you were the reason, and you were the motive behind me actually creating an episode. You text, where you at? What you doing? We're gonna record this X, Y, and Z. What else? It's like
sometimes you need that push. You say,
yeah, I really did.
Listening to you, basically, this whole episode is basically noticing your reality. Like, your reality is, this is what I want to do with myself. This is where I know I have to place myself. I have to make moves. Like, you are now the person that's saying, listen, I don't need a friend. I would like a friend to come with me, but if that person is not available, I'm okay with going by myself to make this happen. So that's just noticing your reality, point blank, period. And just hearing you talk about Dallas and you leaving New York, that's how I felt. So you went to Dallas, I went to Mexico this past week.
Yes, you did.
It was amazing, and I did get engaged in Mexico.
Yes. Did y'all hear that? She said she got engaged. Okay.
Yes. So
I'm so happy I know somebody getting married. I want to go to listen, I brought a dress down there to Dallas with me that is so fucking bomb, but it was just too dressy. So perhaps I'll wear it to your wedding. Either way, I already know the Cabello weddings are like zopping, and I just can't wait, and I'm just so happy for you. But yes, go ahead and continue. Well, let them know what happened.
You know, we was in Mexico having a great time. It was a couple's getaway, all of us coupled up, and just going back to what you were saying about going out of your comfort zone, what you know, it made me want to be more humble coming back home, because a lot of people make fun of Mexicans, but I don't give a shit what nobody say. Them Mexicans work from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
They got 4 days off on one job, they doing another job on those 4 days off. Like, my thing about it is that we just don't value what we have, and it takes us to go out of our state or our country to say, you know what we doing and how we living is nothing compared to how these people is living over here. So that made me appreciate things more. Like, I was talking to my friends, and like I just previously told you, the ring that I got in Mexico was not the ring that I picked out. And of course, I'm not that girl to say I need that big diamond, but in my head it's just still like, but that's not what I wanted. But then realizing, like, some people get married just off the strength of getting married. They just have a bottle cap for a ring, or they just have something like sterling silver or just a gold ring to symbolize that they're getting married in love. And my thing about it is that the fact that you know that somebody wants to be with you, this is your reality. You notice in your reality, like, I've never met somebody who just want to be with you through all your flaws, whatever it is, through you waking up with $1 in your account to $1 million in your account. They just want you. That made me realize, you know what? I gotta humble myself more. Stop trying to get what everybody's showing, like on social media. Oh, I got this big diamond. Oh, I got, bless you.
Thank you.
I got this today. I got this kind of bag. I'm going on this kind of trip. I just want to know that's my reality, and that's just me being happy. I want to be able to travel. Yes, I look forward to getting married. I look forward to having another kid and just being happy, genuinely happy, so that way I can spread the happiness to somebody else. Like, I don't think no one is genuinely happy for no one. And then you see people that say, congrats, 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 but no one is genuinely actually happy for you, and I just want to spread that.
I'm genuinely happy for you, and I am a big believer, and I really want all of my friends and my family, honestly, all the fucking women in the world, especially black women. Mm-hmm. I want us all to experience the love that we deserve. I have yet to experience that, and I really do want to, as skeptical and as scary as I feel like it is, because I have yet to experience the love that I know I deserve. Just to know that you're in a position and you're close enough to me to know so I can see your story play out gives me hope. Right. And I'm so happy because I've known you for quite some years, so I understand just the difference in who you are now compared to who you were now that you've met this person that has brought this light just out and helped it shine in you. I'm so happy that it happened to you, and I genuinely meant congratulations, and I genuinely mean congratulations, and we fucking turning up, okay?
Right, absolutely. But that's what I'm just saying is like, I think a lot of people don't notice their reality. Like, my reality is I cannot be in Bloomingdale's every goddamn weekend. I can't be in Nordstrom every goddamn weekend. I have to stay in my lane, and that's why I feel like people go left. You're never staying in your lane. If you that nigga that only could afford a small popcorn and a small soda when you taking a chick to the movie, stay in your goddamn lane. Mm-hmm. Let her see the person that you are, and let her pick and choose whether or not she's going to accept you for that person. Stop trying to take her out to get lobster and damn caviar when your pockets is only saying you could afford lobster biscuits. I need people to stay in their lane and notice their reality, and I feel like that's why good things happen to people, and I think that's why things are happening good for you, because you notice your reality. You notice what you need to do. When you're worried about yourself, things come to you. When you worry about everybody else, that's when things go left. So I have people commenting on my page like, goals, and no, that's my goal. That's not your goal. Mm-hmm. Because it may be for you that you sitting here trying to get married now, and it's like, I had somebody say, I've been in a relationship for 15 years and he still haven't proposed to me. But all right, you have to see what you're doing wrong, or what
are you accepting that you should have stopped accepting 7 years ago?
Again, noticing your reality. What is your reality? Your reality is that he is just okay with just being with you for 15 years and not. You have
you voiced what you want. A lot of people be in situations and they don't voice what they want, or they voice what they want, and it's very clear that this person is unable to give that to you. But you stay in a situation because a lot of it is history and comfortability. You already know this person. You feel like at some point their mind will change because of the time frame, and it's not. People are who they are, and we shoot to see them for who we want to see them as. And that is always the problem. We have, especially as women, we have this idea of who this person we're dating is. We have expectations, and that we have this potential that we have for them, rather than seeing them for who they are. Honestly, I have learned that men, and just people, honestly, but I date men. Men are who they are from the time you get to know them within that first week to 7 years of you being with them. It's a matter of, are we at a place in our lives where we are very, very sure that we're looking at the ins and outs. One thing that I'm paying attention to when I begin to like really date and really take someone seriously and really be able to really entertain someone's son is not only how you treat me, but how you treat other people and how you treat yourself. Right. Those things are going to be very, very big on whether or not I really fuck with you the way that I care to eventually fuck with somebody. How you treat other people, how you treat yourself, and how you treat me. All comes up into your character.
And one major thing that I would like to say, a lot of girls feel like, oh, they're not supposed to set goals. Nobody's not telling you not to set goals. You just can't have your standards all the way to the ceiling when you're still trying to get above ground. Mm-hmm. I just want everybody to be realistic and talking to existence. Everybody say speaking it to existence, and I never believed that. Mm-hmm. But once you believe in yourself and know what you want, and start working on yourself and say, listen.
But what does that mean to work on yourself? So I understand it because I'm doing my work.
Right.
But for some people that's just like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, honestly, what does that mean to work on yourself?
Anything, okay, so now this is the newest thing. The millennial thing is to make a vision board. All right, I want to get my degree in 2 years. I want to be able to be comfortable, not living check to check. What I'm saying by my focus on yourself. Stop putting, I want to be married in 5 years, da 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 da. You have to get yourself right. If you know that you're in a position that you can't even support yourself, but here it is, you got girls saying, I need a man to come into my life and support. That's not how that works. Yes, you want a man that knows how to be a man and take care of you, but does that mean that you're not supposed to take care of that man as well? That means you're supposed to just sit back and let him do all the work. Are you not supposed to have an opinion? And that's how girls get trapped into this relationship of not having an opinion, not being able to speak up, and being in this relationship of a toxic waste because they feel like, I want this man to take care of me. So here it is, you got a man taking care of you, but you can't go nowhere. You can't tell him no, or you can't even step outside to go to the corner store because now it's like, listen, this is what you want. I'm taking care of you, so whatever I say goes. My thing is, you have to build your character up and say, I know what I want in life, and I'm not scared to say this is what I want in life. Yes, if I meet somebody that I'm into and I'm telling them this is what I want, and they come in and say, you know what, I want this too, let's do this together, boom, that's a plus. If you go in and saying, oh, this is what I want to do, and a guy saying, you know what, I don't know about all that, then you have to reevaluate yourself. Are you willing to accept that he's not on the same level as you? And you're just gonna deal with the lower bullshit.
People overly compromise in order to end up in a situation that isn't for them.
So that's why I'm saying realizing and noticing your reality, what you want. In order, you can't sit there and be in a relationship with somebody you don't even know what the fuck you want in your life. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just noticing, working on you. If I have a bad attitude, I know that scares off people. I'm very aggressive to men. I know a lot of men don't like that, so I have to kind of cool it down and know how to be calm and humble and level-headed, not just be so defensive all the time. That's what I mean, working on yourself. Know your flaws, because you don't never want you. Everyone hates when somebody else pointing out your flaw. But if you could say, you know what, you're right, I do that, and I need to work on that, everything else flows in because you can gravitate the positivity that you want. So that's just saying, like, I want somebody to be zen just as me. As long as you zen, you can't say you want zen and you're not zenning yourself. So that's why I said again, noticing your reality of what you want. I can't say I want somebody with a bachelor's degree and I don't have one. I can't say I want somebody who's gonna be able to take me on these fancy trips, but I can't take myself on a fancy trip. You got to know how to know what you want for yourself before you can bring that next person in. And I felt like that was me. Like, I'm ready to love. I may not know how to yet, but I'm going to work on that. I'm ready to have somebody in my life that's going to love me and my son. And even though I fought it for a long time, just seeing that, all right, if you work on yourself, good things will happen to you. But you just have to want it for yourself. And you not just have to make a list and say, oh, this is what I want, now it has to happen. No. What is it about you? So a lot of people saying, oh, what is it about you? Or why you keep on attracting men that beat you? Because you have that mindset of, I'm just going to be in this corner of, of loneliness, and I'm gonna isolate myself from my family. So that's what you're gonna attract. You're gonna attract the man that comes into your life and isolate you from your family, keep you in that corner. That's not what you want. So that's what I'm saying. Noticing your reality, work on yourself, set your goals, and then you'll be able to get somebody that could be on the same level. Don't go too high, but at least if you could have somebody on the same level and work with you and be as humble as you are and just accept love, to give love, because you got to definitely give love.
Yes.
Then everything will be all right. And I feel like that's where your position is. You are ready to share your feelings, share your thoughts with the world, and be comfortable enough to say, I'm happy with who I am. Just like you said, when you went out and just, I'm going to do this shortcut. You have to be happy with yourself and not even worry about what anybody else is.
So I feel like that is another, what I was going to say pertaining to working on yourself. Another way for people to do so is to start speaking your truth. Healing from your past and speaking your truth. I have always, like, the name of this podcast is called Excuse My Bluntness. I've always been very direct. I've always been very sure to say what's on my mind. But in a lot of ways, as much as there's people that say what's on their mind and are very sure to be, what's the word? Just so honest and blunt. There's a lot as people that we don't reveal about ourselves and about others, especially about our past, in ways where we hold ourselves back. But when you're at a point in life when you want to heal yourself and really tell someone, well, you need to know yourself, it's a matter of know yourself. And when you become to knowing yourself, you become to speaking your truth. You become to learning and caring to actually heal. What are some things that bother you? What are some things that have bothered you in your past, in your present, that you need to let go of and grow from?
Right, and to move forward.
I've done that work within the last year, and a lot of it started with me reading again. When I was younger, I used to read a lot. You remember we realized that we're close in age, but it's still it's a different generation.
Yes.
Well, when I was in middle school, it was a big thing for us to read 25 books before the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I remember reading used to be my thing. I didn't even care about watching TV. So I used to read a lot. All the way up until I got into high school, I used to read all the time. Even got to the point where I was reading the hood books, right? Coldest Winter Ever was my shit. Be More Careful was my shit.
Everybody.
True to the Game was my shit.
As long as you're reading, get that vocabulary, you good.
But I definitely used to read a lot, and I realized that once life started happening and life really started hitting me, once I went, I would say, like towards the mid high school, and when I went away to college, it's like I stopped doing things that I loved, and I've always been an old soul. So shit, from the time I was 5 years old, I had to figure shit out for myself.
Right.
Taught myself how to ride a bike, taught myself how to use the bathroom. I'm so dead ass serious, you can ask my mama. I've always been well aware of things that I needed to do because I honestly didn't have no choice. I had to figure shit out. So I've always just been going. And then at some point, I stopped doing things that I loved. So something that I really love to do was reading. I started reading again this year. Last year. And I just started ordering some self-help books on Amazon and things like that. I'm like, I've come so far. I live on my own. I have so much peace of mind.
Right.
I have been the happiest in the last 3 years or so than I have ever been in my life.
And that's just
amazing. It's just like, all right, you're happy, and there's things that you have grown from, and there's the work that you have done, but there's a lot that you still have yet to do. And one of those things were forgiveness, like forgiving my past, people in my past that I feel like have hurt me. Though I have moved on from a lot of situations, I'm no longer around these people. When brought up or spoken to about these people, I realized that I was speaking with such conviction that you're saying you no longer care about certain situations, but when you speak about it, your blood pressure's up.
Right.
So you give a shit.
Right.
You need to forgive. And I was so against forgiving that I'm like, I want to because I know something is off, because when I explain this story, and it's been years now, I'm still feeling the same way. I needed to know myself enough to know that there's still some work that I needed to do. And though it seems it's simple, it was a big thing for me to be like, you know what? Let me start ordering some books. Let me start viewing things in a different light outside of what it is that I know, which is to just keep living each day, keep waking up, keep thinking positive, keep trying to keep smiling as much as I can.
Right.
No, I needed some other voices. I needed some other opinions outside of my friends.
But people need that. That's why I feel like too, podcasting, blogging, whatever is basically great therapy, because when people respond to you, whether it's negative or positive, you get that feedback of what is it that I could do more, or how can I get more creative with myself, just period. And I feel like you're noticing now. A lot of people don't notice that. And forgiveness is hard. I don't give a shit when nobody say forgiveness is hard, because at the point of time is like, again, you might think you over it, but when you talking about it, all our feelings come back up. But a lot of times, the only way, and I'm not going to say forget it or let it go. Sometimes people can't just walk away from it and never think about it again, or just have that feeling. You have to experience the opposite of what you went through with the past. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, some people have to realize that everybody's not a cheater. So you might find somebody that's not going to, but they have to show you to say, you know what?
Yeah.
This is true. Sometimes people need to be proven wrong. Like, everybody's not a cheater. Everybody's not out to get you. Everybody's not out to hurt you. So I get it. But what you're saying, a lot of people need to realize it like that. Like, I need to let go. I need to woosah, because how is that bettering me? Yeah. Like, how is that going to better my tomorrow?
Yep. And in knowing yourself, these are things that you have to be able to list. There's things that you need to know that you're no longer okay with, that you need to work on within yourself, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. Like I said, mine was the fact that I wasn't forgiven. I wasn't harboring on feelings, because I wasn't walking around mad. I wasn't still going to pop off on my damn daddy, my ex, my whoever. I wasn't at that point, but I was still at that point, like, nigga better not say shit to me. Nigga better not say shit to me. And it's just like, honestly, I had got to a point where I'm just like, because those things happen to me, I actually become greater. I've actually become stronger. So why carry animosity and not a little bit more gratitude? Like, you know what? You show me who the hell you were, and because you show me who you are, I understand it, and I choose not to fuck with you because of it. But I'm good.
But like, I'm good. That. And I feel like that's just, I just was in that situation, like, you know, the ex trying to come back, and the current situation is like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, why are you still even? It's not about me being connected to him or still responding. My thing is like, I need to show and tell him, like, that shit pastel. I'm happy. I don't have no animosity towards you, but just know we cool. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I love you, but from a distance. I'm not in love with you. We was friends first. We had our little good times, our 10% out of the 100% our good times. But
crazy.
I just want to let you know that I'm good. And you know what? All the bullshit, hard bullshit we've been through, I see what I'm worth. I see what I deserve. I'm happier. I'm in a better place, and you helped me realize that the situation I was in before
wasn't beneficial to me at all.
At all. So now I had that wall up, but I was able to meet somebody to break that wall down and say, you know what, I'm here, and I'm not going nowhere, and I'm here to love you.
And I want to learn you. Right. I want to be with you.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I was that person that needed to be proven wrong. Like, everybody's not out to get it. Sometimes it be like that, but that helps to say, you know what? You can laugh at your old situation. What the fuck I was doing then? I was a dummy. And people say I'm too old. No, you never too old. Never too old. And I'm learning that till this day, you are never too old to be happy and satisfied with what's going on in your reality. That is it. Once you be comfortable with your reality, I promise you, all that other bullshit that they be trying to hit you with, that it disappears like that, because you know what you want in your world. That's it. And you're only going to be accepting to what you want. If you're accepting all this other bullshit and what your friends say, your friends could tell you what you need to be doing in life. That's not going to make you happy. You got to do, if making you happy, go outside handing out fucking pamphlets about Kingdom Come, whatever. That is you, because this is what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, what I've learned, a lot of people can tell you about the explosion that's going to happen, but the only person who's going to feel the explosion is you.
Yeah. So we spoke about knowing yourself and what that means. And like I said, mine would just be being able to speak your truth and understand what you need healed and how to heal yourself. And then something else we spoke about was the fact that we both can honestly say that we're happy. So there's some people, and there's a lot of people in this world and it's unfortunate, that hasn't experienced happiness. So what has been your experience of happiness? Because no matter what, everyone's experience of happiness is going to be completely different from the next. But what has been your experience of happiness? And then I want to, of course, share what mine is and what mine have felt like and looked like.
My happiness is waking up in the morning, regardless of what bill is due, just knowing that I'm not by myself. I don't have to take on the world. We know that is always a war going on, but the feeling of I'm not alone and I'm not in this fight by myself is making me a happier person. Just knowing that I don't have to carry all the weight on my shoulders. I have somebody that say, you know what? Not only am I going to share the weight with you, I'm going to take the weight off, and I got you. Relax.
That's nice.
And it's crazy that I'm saying this, because to be honest with you, I've never really said that out loud to him, but And every time we get in an argument, I say, well, you act like you motherfucking God's gift. But in all reality, I wanted to say, and I will let him know tonight, that I believe that he saved me from destroying myself, because at this point it's like I'm never gonna get married, I'm never gonna be with nobody, I hate all dudes, I hate everybody, nobody's for me, and it just takes that one person, because again, you think I want all my friends to be on my side, I want all my family to love me, I want everybody to just say I'm right and I'm doing good, and I want a pat on my back, but it just takes that one person to show you that amount of love. So you can have 200 people on one side, 500 on the next side, and you want everybody to just hug you and say, great job, I love you, you're doing great, but it really takes that one person to just give you that amount of love. Like, everybody to say, you know what?
I fuck with you.
Right.
Want some G shit, I fuck with you,
and why you stressing? Like, there's no worries, I got that. Oh, you need this done? Don't worry. When I'm used to saying, damn, I gotta get up and do this, and I gotta run here, I gotta make a left, I gotta make a right, I gotta go in the middle, I gotta go backwards, I gotta take care of this. It is just, I'm just more happy and more at ease to say, you know what, at the end of the day, if I fall short, I got somebody to say, you know what, babe, I need you to sweep this up for me and hold it down. And it's not an argument. It's not an interrogation on why or no problem.
I think that is so freaking beautiful. I ain't experienced that. I haven't found someone.
And I would have never thought that existed.
But I'm so happy you did. You've given me hope.
I got you.
I don't know. My experience of happiness thus far, I'm single, so it's not a matter of me finding someone. It's a matter of me knowing myself, like we just finished talking about. My happiness has been my sanity and a peace of mind. Not being in so much friction and chaos in my head about what's to come and what's next, but trusting God and believing in his timing.
So you heard what you said, like, and I think that people need to hear that again. You have a peace of mind.
Yes, I really do.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm good. No, you have to have that. If you don't have no peace of mind."
And I'm not saying that I don't have bill struggle. Listen, I'm by my damn self.
We in New York. That's every goddamn day.
I'm by my damn self. I'm 27 years old. I live by myself. I have nothing but bills 27 all the time.
Old. And I feel like that's an accomplishment. Again, what makes you happy might not make you know you got the typical fucking bills. Who the hell want bills? If we could just shred this shit up and keep it pushing, we would.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that I don't have any worries at all. But what I'm saying is I am able to see those things and still understand that my blessings overweigh the things that I have yet to figure out. And I want to focus more so on what it is that I do have and what I have accomplished and what has come into fruition for me, rather than things that have yet to come. So with that being said, my happiness comes from, like I said, trusting God, a peace of mind, and just my sanity. I did not always have that. I did not always. At one point, I remember, Facebook has those, remember what you said this particular day type posts.
Right.
And I remember saying in 2011, at this time I was about 19, 20 years old. I remember that I had just got back from college unwillingly. That wasn't something that I necessarily wanted, but the situation that I was put in. And I was highly depressed. This will be another conversation for another episode. But I was highly depressed for 2 years, and no one knew. Not my best friend, not my boyfriend at the time, not my mama who I was living with, and not the 8 other people in my motherfucking house.
Yeah.
But overall, it was just like, I posted, I said, I want to know what it is to be happy every single day. And if you're 18, 19, or whatever it is, stating that, I felt like, yeah, damn, I was in a particular place, because I'm not a very emotional person. When it comes to how I feel, I'm not always as expressive, but for me to post something like that, like, damn, I want to know how it feels to be happy every day. Looking at that now on new eyes, I'm like, that gave me that feeling that I had. And I'm like, God damn it, I came so fucking far. Because I remember being so low. Being so low, but having so many people around me and not being able to express how I felt, because people always felt like, well, it could be worse. It could be worse
right now.
And this is what I'm experiencing, and I'm at my low.
We can't get into that, because we're gonna make that the next episode. Okay. So what we want people to do is, once you listen to this episode, we want you to comment, what is your happiness? Don't tell us what your low is, because the next episode will be recognizing your depression. When did you recognize that you were at a low? And I feel like people do need to hear it and understand it and be able to express that, because I feel like people still go through depression regardless of 45, 5, 4, all of these new things coming about. I think people don't actually notice that they're in a depression stage. So I think that would be great for our next episode to just come out and say noticing your depression or when did you notice. So but for this episode, I want everybody to comment what made you happy. Are you happy, and what made you put yourself in this box of happiness, of how I like to say it, unicorn. You're trying to notice your reality and how do you fit in into this world and what you're acceptive to. So if you could just do that and give us a little feedback on what your happiness is, I think that would be truly appreciated. But definitely, I don't want you to go into too much, because we're gonna make that the next episode, because I think that young black women need to hear it, whether it's young or old. But we need to stick together, and we need to realize that depression is real, and we're definitely going to get deep into that, because I feel like people just throw depression around just to say they're depressed, and depression is a real thing. I don't know if you want to continue on with this conversation, because we went over longer than we were supposed to.
Yes, we did, but this was good.
This was really good, and I really felt this conversation. And whoever's listening, we do appreciate y'all listening, because everything that we're saying is 100%. And again, this podcast is called Excuse My Bluntness. So if you feel like we was too blunt, we don't want to say we apologize. We want to just say,
this ain't for you then.
Right. I'm about to say hit the mute button.
It's going to get even crazy. It's going to get even deeper. It's going to be more direct. This is just a warm up. So let's close it out with letting everybody know. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, please share. Please comment. We need interactive followers. This is Excuse My Bluntness, the podcast, and the tagline is to say what you feel and say what's real, which is something that we have been doing, and we